And we are live. What is going on with everybody, man? It's your boy, Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw rugged. And I got somebody on the other line, man. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Who we got today, man?
Yo, what's up? It's DJ Scream, man. What's up, everybody, man? What's the day? Today's actually Thursday, man. Salute
Thursday.
to everybody. What's poppin', man?
Hey, man. Not every day I get to talk to a hip hop legend, man. It's not every day, man. I've talked to a
Salute,
couple, not a lot, man. And hey, man, out of 200 interviews, I've interviewed how many DJs? I think you might be the second DJ, man. Out of 200 interviews, I interviewed DJ Slim K, the Child and Screw producer. I mean, Child and
right?
Screw, and I got you here, man. And hey, the reason I don't interview a lot of DJs because I don't connect with a lot of DJs like that. But you're somebody who helped shape my childhood, so
Mm,
I had to get you on here, man. So
I appreciate
just
it.
want to say thank you before we even get to the interview for being a pivotal part of my childhood. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the interview, but I just want to say thank you before we even
It's
do
an honor,
anything,
bro.
man.
It's an honor, my brother. I appreciate that.
Hey man, you shaped my childhood, and I'm pretty sure you shaping other people's childhood, and got you a lot of money, man. You got them iced out with the scream chain, man. The goddamn VVS is screaming at me right now, man.
I, I
That's
read,
so
I read, I
crazy.
rented this, man. I gotta take it back later. I rented this for the interview.
That's hilarious. Hey, is that a common thing for like rappers for real? Though? I feel like a lot of niggas like floss chains and actually go take them back right after the video done. Is that a thing
mm,
niggas do?
I can't speak for everybody else. I'm a person that's about ownership. So everything for me, really, in the past 5 years, as I got my business together, is about ownership. So if you see me, whether it's a vehicle, uh, some jewelry, a house, or whatever it is, I probably have ownership or some type of ownership in it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak for everybody else, but I don't want it if I can't have some type of ownership or equity in it. You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking about this the other day. I feel like a lot of black people, as we were young, were never taught about ownership. Like when you were black and young, you were usually talked about having a if you're not having a career, you're probably working for somebody. Like you got a boss. Like that was okay. That was acceptable. Like yeah, you're checking in with somebody, which is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like we were never taught to be like independently on our own, making money and being our own boss. That's something I don't know if white people talk about that. I don't know if I'd imagine Jewish people talk about that a lot, but black people really never talked about that. Did you ever talk about that when you were young with people you grew up with?
Well, my parents were entrepreneurs and they had jobs,
Mm.
so I think that they took it to what we would just call a hustle, and that's mean that what I tell people is make the use most of your 24 hours in a day. You need some time to sleep, eat, and do the basics as a human. But outside of that, people always say, I don't have time, or this and that and the third. So sometimes I break down my schedule to people like, I woke up at 6 a.m., I was in the gym at 7, I was on conference calls at 8, I was doing mix shows and mixtapes at 9 or 10 o'clock. By 1 or 2 o'clock, I was at radio. By 7 o'clock, I left radio. I went to studio. Of course, took times in between to eat and do human things. You know what I'm saying? Still find the time to be a husband, check in with my wife, check in with my family, and then do it all over again to where I might crash by midnight or 1 and wake back up at 6 or 7. So, what's your excuse?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I have an 8-hour job. I have a 20-hour job.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think what it comes back to is I was taught to just hustle and to make the most out of your time in life because tomorrow ain't even promised, right? So that's the first thing. But we do need to open the conversation and the narrative, especially in our culture, about ownership and about everybody kind of wants to rap about being the boss and the executive and the seat. But what does it really take? You see what I'm saying? So let's start to open that narrative, make that cool. Listen to them saying like cars are cool, clothes are cool, jewelry is cool, partying is cool, but handling your business is cool
Yeah.
as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then it took like Jay Z drops 444 and says something about credit. I've been on credit 10 plus years, not to boast. I'm 800 plus. Always, every day. How's my credit? Is everything good? Like that's one of my babies. Like I got to make sure my credit is right. So we need to make that cool. And if we don't, then I don't want to just hear the complaints. If you choose not to, it's on you. But I don't want to hear the complaints. Oh, my record deal's bad. Oh, I don't have any money. Oh, my publisher's this. If you're handling your business and you get in the mindset of handling your business, then you can't get in bad business situations. You understand what I'm saying? So we just need to open the narrative and just make this shit is cool. Because if your business is on point, the shit that we think is so cool, the newest Nike drop, the newest Off White, and all this other shit, it becomes so minute. Not that it's not cool, But it's so easy to attain because if you get on a certain business level, you don't have to pay for this shit. They're gonna send it to you because you're cool. You lead the cool, so they need you to influence it. You dig what I'm saying? So we just gotta open up the narrative, and I try to as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
You just said two things that I really found important, and the first being people, you know, what they say, like louder, our actions are louder than words, and I feel like a lot of rappers rap about like, yeah, you know, I'm a boss and I'm doing this, and I'm like, damn, nigga, you a boss, but you signed to this nigga, and you also signed to this nigga right here, and you signed to goddamn 55 other niggas, like,
And look, I'm gonna be all the way real with you. Part of being a boss is being a worker. You
mm,
can't be a proper boss until you can be a proper worker.
mm,
Because if you own a restaurant and you're the chef, you're the boss.
yeah,
But you work for the people that come in there and eat the food.
mm,
So there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say I work for the people every day, you know what I'm saying? But everybody wants the title and the glam and the clout of it without actually putting in the work for what gets you there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be the Super Bowl MVP. You have to make it to the Super Bowl. Before you even get to the Super Bowl, you have to win games.
yeah,
Have to get to the playoffs. You have to get to the Super Bowl. Then when you get in the Super Bowl, you have to be the MVP. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So the generation is just a little disconnected because I ain't gonna lie, like social media skips all those steps. I've had people come up to me and like, man, congratulations, you did it, man. How long you been at it? A year or two? I'm like, are you fucking what? If you only knew. But social media can make it look that way. I can go put a pickup on social media. Somebody might not be familiar, and they'll go say some shit like, "Yo, there's this new DJ Scream. He's cool." What?
it's crazy.
So we just have to put it all in perspective.
I mean, it happens, man. I've seen people that's freaking like when Gucci Mane first came out. I remember these white people. This is a white boy I went to school with. He would always come to me for new music. He's like, hey, this new guy Gucci. You ever heard of him? He's like, pretty good. He's rapping about the trapping and the selling drugs.
Right,
And I'm like,
right.
oh my god. So it definitely happens. But yeah. And another thing you said within that, you were talking about you said you're talking about ownership, and you were also talking about being human. And I feel like when I listen to a lot of like very successful rappers talk, they say a lot of things that scare me. Like, yo, I got only 1 hour of sleep today. I'm off 2 hours of sleep, and I'm like, my nigga, that's not good. So
Not good.
I don't know, like if sleep is important to you, but that's a very important thing to the life.
Take it from somebody who has passed out and ended up in the emergency room,
Mm,
dehydrated with IVs in my arm. Take it from me. Get your ass some sleep and drink some water. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get some sleep and drink a lot of water.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to. Oh, yeah. I used to be the main one on Twitter, no sleep gang, and all that shit. I used to be the damn near leader of this shit, but it's just not realistic and it shortens your lifespan, especially if you're one of those people that's working hard. Especially if you're one of those people that drinks a lot, does certain drugs and all that stuff. Like your body can only take so much.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you got to give it time to just like. I work pretty much every day, but I do try to take Sundays and or Saturday or whatever just to kind of just rest
mm,
and know what it is just to sleep. Like I could wake up at 6 or 7, but let me just sleep. Just I don't want to make it a habit every day. I can't. But today I'm gonna sleep.
yeah,
Or if it's a holiday, during the holiday, I'm not waking up on Thanksgiving, and nobody else is working.
yeah,
So I would be a psychopath. So let me just sleep and eat and be lazy and just do that. Make it a rare thing. Like this weekend, I'm gonna sit back and binge on Narcos and just enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know how to the balance of how to snap back into hustle mode, and that's where a lot of people mess up. Like they can't. They go on vacation, they stay on vacation.
mm.
They never get back into it. So you got to know how to get in and out of it like fast. I feel like to be successful.
Hey man, you definitely like your voice. You got like a very like motivational speaker voice. Like I don't know if anybody ever told you that.
Speak it.
Because like the way you talking, I'm like I goddamn want to run through a wall right now. But I'm like, damn, nigga, I would be motivated. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny, man.
But no,
That's
it's
funny.
really interesting because like I was saying, like back to, like for me, I've been doing interviews for like 5-6 years now, over 200 interviews, all by myself. And like you were saying, a lot of people don't want to do the work or whatnot. It's hard. Like imagine like the way, like, imagine me emailing you and I'm saying, hey, it's Eric from Complex, versus hey, it's Eric from nowhere really. Just can you do this interview for me, please? You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful that I got 200 interviews doing that. But it is very tempting for me to like want to go to a Complex or a Revolt or whatever, but just still it's like, damn, I want to like build this by myself. And I don't know if you ever had that struggle as a DJ or as anything, but that's a thing that I think about a lot.
Yeah, you know, you look at it. The thing with becoming part of something is you don't want it to just be. You don't want to just be a part of something just for the purpose of I'm a part of whatever brand it is, right? You want to feel like it's a partnership.
Yeah.
So even let's say we're radio and iHeart, like they really support me. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a job, but they're partners and they've helped to elevate my brand and I've helped to elevate their radio station and we help each other. So I tell people like when you get opportunities, it's easy to look at here's your opportunity, here's how much you're going to get paid, and it can be exciting, you know what I'm saying? And you do have to count your blessings. But look a little more long term because think about it, the beginning is always good. You see what I'm saying? Of any relationship.
Yep.
So as you get deeper into it, you start to see, oh well, this doesn't allow me to do this, and I can't grow like this, and there's politics, and this person gets the interview, I don't. Well, I might be able to do it, but it's all type of politics. So you just got to really assess those opportunities and don't just look for a job, look for a partner. That's hard to tell someone who's a teenager and has to go get a job to make ends meet, or anyone that has a family to make ends meet. But if you really identify what you want to do, if you're into fashion, it's not bad to go work at Macy's or wherever. Yeah. But you understand that you're probably going to be limited to just being a worker. There's boutiques you can go to where you can say, hey, look, if I bring your boutique from here to here, up with me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll make you 1% partner. Now you're a partner. That's back to that ownership thing. You see what I'm saying? So you have to kind of just weigh all options. I tell people it's so easy to look at the paycheck and just get excited. We're all human, it happens, right? But you got to look at the long term of it. You know what I'm saying? If you build, it's better to have 2 or 3 good partners in what you're trying to do with entrepreneurship or whatever, than to have 10 or 20 people or jobs that are going to end one day. Either you're going to quit or get fired. That's how a job is.
That's a fact. I've had niggas offer me money to do stuff for interviewing, but I feel like the most important thing that people should worry about is the long term, and within that long term, are you going to be happy? Like you don't want to be you don't want to be in a situation where you're getting all this money, but you ain't happy. Like nigga Robin Williams had a lot of money, he committed suicide. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't happy. So I think that being happy is the most important thing above all, for sure.
Number one.
And you made an analogy about the Super Bowl, and I see you got the Hawks hat on. Are you a Falcons fan?
Oh, of course. I have to, yes. I mean, painfully.
Painfully. Well, you might hang up on me after this because I'm a Patriot fan. So
our Patriots okay.
Okay.
They did what they're supposed to do. They won. They win, and they did what they're supposed to do. Now, if you're a Saints fan, then you would have just saw the end. They would have just been the end, like, hello.
Really, I thought the Patriots would have probably brought more out of you, but it's really the Saints.
I think a real Falcons fan knows that day, as painful as it was, they did what they were supposed to do, and we saw the testament to we saw with Kyle Shanahan what happened again. Yeah. Went to the Super Bowl, so we kind of get it. We've come to a closure with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Tom Brady. If that's gonna happen to anybody, let it be Tom Brady. It ain't like it happened to a nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's somebody who understands winning and understands how to be a winner. And sometimes I tell people with the science of winning, I read so many books on winning and competing that you haven't won till you won. And that was the biggest thing with that. Like, we were already and mentally, the Falcons were already in Magic City popping champagne. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We won. Oh, you're winning. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the Patriots. But then again, as a Patriots fan, if you are, you have to have a lot of concerns after this season because.
Hey man, we can talk about it. We can talk. Hold on, before we talk about that, I quickly want to say something what you just said. So I heard this. This is punter. He used to punt for the Colts, and now he's like a media personality dude named Pat McAfee. I listen to him all the time. He says, "Shout out to Pat, man. I love him." He says, "A lot of people hate on Brady. A lot of people hate on Bron. A lot of people hate on Kobe. You know, the greats or whatever." But he says he studies the greats to see why they're great. So you say you study winning. I feel like that's so important. Like, why is Tom Brady so great? Why is Kobe, rest in peace? Why was he so great? Why was Bron so great? And I feel like it's so important to study the greats, man.
And the biggest thing why they are, the common thing from all of their books and in interviews and everything you see is the loss,
Mm.
how they handled the loss and what the loss did to them. So losing is not about crying and laying down. Oh, I lost.
Yeah.
It's about I don't like this shit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, trust me, Brady's somewhere like, I don't like this shit. I'm watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of them. Like, I read Mamba Mentality several times. Rest in peace to Kobe before he passed, and I'm reading it again now. And his tenacity and what drove him to get up so early and to practice and to perfect and fine tune everything was he wanted to win. But he still understood his human side and that I have a family. And then if I win here and lose my family, I ultimately lost.
Yeah.
So that's why you saw the dad girl and he was doing so much and he knew how to step away from the game. Like, look, it's time to spend time with my family. You see what I'm saying? So that's just important, man. Like, understanding how to win on all levels. Like, people are like, I'm winning. Well, are you winning mentally? Are you winning spiritually? Are you healthy? You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the win? I could pride myself in saying I have a very balanced win going on. Could my career go other places? Yes, absolutely. Could this go here? Absolutely. But I have a very, very balanced win going on right now. I haven't, you don't completely say you won until it's all over, but I can say I'm winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On multiple levels, and that's important.
I feel like kind of going back to you said we should be worried. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not worried at all, man. I'm not
No,
worried one bit. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because one, I don't think Brady's leaving. Just because of the simple fact that nigga's like in his 40s, and it would be
it would be weird.
it'd be very backwards for him. He's been with the Patriots for 20 years. Why would you leave something that you know the ins and outs, you know everything about? Now you got to deal with a new offensive coordinator because Josh McDaniels, our offensive coordinator, is not leaving. You got to build with a new head coach. You got to build with all of these new things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I messed them up. And then two, our defense is one of the best defense in the league. It was just the offense was trash. And low key,
Yeah.
I think if we get some weapons, and I think we might get y'all tight end. I feel like if we get Austin Hooper, hey
I
man,
hope not.
hey man, I pray we do, man.
I really hope not. I wouldn't be mad at y'all if y'all did. I really hope not, man. Yeah. The Patriots is a legacy. It's a system that you have to just respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of the San Antonio Spurs system
Yeah.
in the NBA. And I mean, hey, I'm not no hater, man. I want a lot of money with Brady.
Hey man, I wanted to do this. I never did this with anybody because they didn't have this many classics. I just want to touch on some of your mixtapes that you worked on, and I want you to get backstories if you have any, but just the ones that meant a lot to me, or ones that I didn't even know you had, or just ones I just want to know a couple backstories on
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
First of all, one of the people that I interview a lot. I interviewed a lot of porn stars, and I knew Pinky dropped a mixtape. Had no idea you were the one behind that. So
Yeah.
please tell me about that. 'Cause that's crazy.
That is crazy. I actually got to salute. DJ Vlad introduced me to Pinky, and I interviewed her,
Mm.
and it went like viral. And then she was like, "Yo, I rap," and I was like, "Really?" And then she let me hear a couple songs. I was like, "Pinky, this is not bad." She was like, "But I want someone to take me serious," and I was like, "Yo, I'll take you serious." Like, she was like, "Would you like do a mixtape?" And I was like, "Absolutely." See, I'm the person that everybody literally thought I was crazy when I was like, "I'm about to do a mixtape with Soulja Boy." And they were like, "Scream, man, you heavy in the streets, man." Like, I was like, "Yeah, but I want these kids, man, so I can be relevant 10 years from now." So I understand y'all. This is the thing. When you do something in your brand that your core doesn't agree with, you shouldn't compromise it completely.
Yeah.
It's like they pout and they whine and they get over it. So it's like, I can't do the mixtape, but he's still going to end up doing music with Gucci Mane. So I'm glad I did the mixtape. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I was like, this is new. Like, doing a mixtape with a porn star is new, and it became a soundtrack for women in that life, like porn star strippers and everything. And I thought it was a pretty cool project. Now I don't know if she's stuck at it and stayed consistent or not, but I mean, think about it. Think about if Pinky could have been the first Cardi B. Could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about just sticking with it. The difference is, obviously, one person might have stuck with it, another person didn't. But rapping. A big part of rapping is storytelling, right?
Yeah.
So the storytellers generally come from the streets or the suburbs, the hipsters or drug addicts or drug sellers or whatever the fuck the case is, right? But if you really look at it, like, man, Shaq had a platinum album, bro.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's rap music, it's storytelling, it's telling your story. Now we're seeing it happen internationally. So many African rappers, so many rappers from Europe, and rappers that don't even speak English and
Mm.
they're rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just storytelling. So I don't limit myself to anybody can rap. I'm not saying you'll be good at it,
Yeah.
but anybody can tell their story. So that was part of the reason I embraced it. And then it's just a genuine spirit. She just wanted to rap and have fun.
I want to interview her just on the simple fact I listened to it and I thought it was gonna be trash. Wasn't bad, like you
It
said.
was straight.
It was.
Yeah.
She
Was
was
there
doing
work to
fine.
be done? And I was honest, there's definitely work to be done.
But that was her first
But
take.
it's better than some shit that's out.
Yeah, it was her first
So
take. Yeah.
why not?
Something you brought up was on my list. As a kid, my nigga Soulja got the juice.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
best mixtapes I ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna lie, nigga. That's
Yeah.
man. That intro had me going crazy, nigga.
I think the first Soldier Boy tape, which was Superman,
Yeah.
I think that the artwork for that, shouts to Deftone, I'm really good. I think that has to be ranked in best mixtape covers. It was just amazing. Like, he lost his mind when he saw it. I remember. And that was real. That was fun, man, because it made me younger. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I actually came through the ranks of doing high school parties.
Mm.
And then there came to a point where I was like, I'm not doing no more high school parties. I'm getting a little too grown to be at high school parties. But just hearing it and seeing the dances and just hearing him flowing, and mind you, he turned me up on MySpace too. So that was like the agreement. I do your mixtape, you turn me up on MySpace with your friends. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of been the seed that is planted for my social media since then. I took the MySpace followers straight to Twitter. I never had to like start with 5 followers or nothing like that. I took the Twitter following, took it to Instagram and so forth. So I was just a fan of homies business savvy. And being a younger, like I'll never not like look at a young person and be like, they can't be doper than me or smarter than me. Like, this motherfucker is genius.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he was like, CDs, why would we press up a bunch of CDs? Like, what the just put that shit on the internet. I'm like, you're right, man.
He's
like,
an innovator, bro.
passing out CDs,
Yeah.
lifting boxes and shit. And here he is. He puts a link up.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that was fun, man. That was I had a lot of good times with a lot of those projects, but that was actually fun.
Well, somebody else that made music for the kids was Travis Porter, man, and you did
Travis
their
Porter.
mixtape, man.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
crazy. That was crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Shouts to I think Spins and Techniques. Man, Travis and Quez and all them, man, Ali and Strap, man, they just good guys, man.
Yeah.
And you know, they had a wave where the thing was I was a part of the Gucci Mans, the Shawty Lows, the Roccos, and the street music that pretty much ran the streets for those years and summers. But like I said, I pride myself on having a balance. So at the same time, I like to go to the club and kick it. So I would go to the club and see Travis Porter, Rich Kids, Young LA. You know what I'm saying? All these people having fun, and then they would come to me like, you wouldn't you wouldn't like do a mixtape with you. I was like, yeah, I fucking would. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it wrong. Like, I'm a diverse person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do R&B mixtapes. So I started having conversations with Lloyd and Tierra Marie, who did a bunch of mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I want to do mixtapes like with different people. If I can cross over into doing Caribbean mixtapes or alternative rock mixtapes or EDM, like, I don't want to limit myself. I know where I come from. I know where my heart is, but I don't want to limit myself. It's kind of like the Snoop Dogg effect.
Yeah.
You know who Snoop Dogg is, but he's broken all boundaries of what if he would have been like, I'm not working with Pharrell, that's not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. Then we would have missed out on some great music. So I never wanted to limit myself. But big shouts to Travis Porter. That was another fun tape that created a lot of fun music.
Hey, man, I don't know if this nigga's a fun nigga at all, but I fancy myself as a decent basketball player. I feel like if I was to score or do something wrong on the court, this nigga will pistol with me. I'm not gonna lie. And that's Stack 5, man. You did some Stack 5 tapes, man. I don't want no smoke with that man right there, man.
Yeah. What was homie? Shouts to the homie Hot Rod. He put that play together. When I went to the studio and they started letting me hear the music, and then he gave his rapper speech. Yo, I'm really a rap. I can rap, and I'm like, okay, yo, whatever. Let me hear the music. And I start hearing it, I was like, this motherfucker can rap. Like, and some basketball players can. Like, I think Dame is dope. I think there's some other people that's dope. Like, he could rap. So we put that project together. the premise of that was I want to come to Port Arthur. Pimp C is like my December 29th, both birthdays. So I was like, man, I don't have any reason to go to Port Arthur. But if we did this mixtape, maybe I'd come to Port Arthur. He's like, yeah, we'll do a release party there and everything. It was just so dope to ride by Pimp C's mom's house and for him to really break down the basis of where trill came from. It's a word that's kind of been used and spread and so forth. But, I learned a lot from Steve, and I'm sure he learned a lot from me doing that project. And the one thing I did learn with him is he actually is busy. He's dope. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying I'm pretty sure, but probably after 2012, 13, nobody had a reason to bring up this mixtape to you. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. I went back to this mixtape so many times. Everybody shows this mixtape to, they like, I've never heard this shit before, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm sorry for you, but hey, J Futuristic, Mr. Miyagi, Part 2. Nigga, when I heard classic, I'm like, my nigga, is this music? What? That shit had me going crazy, bro.
There's some sleepers out there, man. We did some a couple good projects. Salute to him. Trapper of the Year, Mr. Miyagi. People need to remember and understand what 1000 was for Future, because that's a very special tape. Actually, that's the tape I listen to probably the most for Future. I know Dirty Sprite is the one for everybody, but 1000 was like, I just remember the space he was in. Man, who else? See, when it gets to that, my brain is too many. It just piles on me. You know what I mean? Rich Forever changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Shawty Low changed my life. Each one changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Me and Gucci got busy. You know what I mean? Like, he has so many classic tapes that people say this one, that one, that one, that one. But Gucci. Migos. The Migos is real special because the feedback I gave them the first time they gave me the music for YRN, I was like, yo, it's cool. And then they weren't really satisfied with that. They were like,
yeah.
So they came back with a whole new batch of music. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, oh shit. Y'all gonna let me do this? Y'all gonna let me be a part of this? Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And I knew where that was going. And you know how it is, man. Versace was already a vibe. But when they was like, hey man, Dre finna get on it, I was like, oh shit, let me get let me get what I need for y'all now. Drake's calling. Like, and Pee Wee Longway, Scooter. There's a lot of sleepers out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla Zone's tapes were really impactful in Atlanta. Like, really impactful. Outside of, I don't know how they were received, but like I Am Atlanta was big.
I'm a Florida boy, so I gotta shout out two people that you work with. You work with a lot of Plies, of course.
Plies,
and somebody that people really don't know, but I guess I'm a Florida nigga, so I know this is Scroll Music 9 for Tom G. Hey man, that's one of my favorite Florida tapes of all time. That nigga said I should have kept my dick in my pants. I was like, hey, this nigga going crazy right now. Shout out to Tom G. And
Plies, yeah. Plies helped me push the limits too. He showed me how to push the limits. Him and Gigi showed me how to push the limits and get out my comfort zone. So I salute them and respect them for that, because I just had to be honest. Like, they pushed me out of that comfort zone.
You brought up most of the mixtapes on here, but you brought up somebody who that was on here, and I wanted to ask you a question because this may be a hot take, but you brought up Young Scooter, and personally, I believe that Young Scooter, up there with OJ, one of the most underrated trap rappers of all time. I feel like what he's done, he started lingo that he doesn't get credit for. He says it on his songs. He took Jug finessing worldwide. I think he did. Another thing, Young Scooter. I don't know if you're familiar with this DJ rapper named TJX6. He's the scam rapper.
Yeah, just interviewed him.
I interviewed the nigga too. Nigga's crazy. So I want to say that Young Scooter, he is the godfather of that style. Now people are like, what are you talking about? Let me break it down for you. Young Scooter, if you listen to what he says, that nigga says the most outrageous stuff I've ever heard in my life. That nigga said he get on plane with no plane tickets. That's not possible. That nigga said he went to Brazil and changed his face. I'm like, no, you didn't, Young Scooter.
Nah, I don't know about the Brazil part. Hey, if anybody can get on the plane, a domestic one without a plane ticket and finesse his way on there, Scooter, trust me. If anybody can, it's Scooter.
Oh my gosh, man, that's
the
funny.
beautiful thing about Scooter, man, is when I listen to the raps, some of it is entertainment. It's
Yeah.
all entertainment, right? But this is really who he is. Like he is a he is a very distinct hustler. Like he I remember the first time I met him, I was just looking at his chain like, the fuck, bro. He like, yeah, this is one play, bro. Wow, I need to make some plays like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Scooter is, I think that his core audience. The cool thing is that he consistently puts enough music out there. But I think for him, it's more important to, like we were saying earlier, not to partner or go be with a label or
Yeah.
whoever, and it don't make sense because he's an entrepreneur. It's not like he's coming into the game broke. It needs their money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's the thing with Scooter, and like a PV Longway. Like they're hustlers. Like they got businesses, they got shit going on. Where it's like we're not finna just sit here and just be in no low boy contract doing low boy shit. You know what I'm saying? So. If that's the type of music, you just gotta know. There's always a new Scooter out. You just gotta know and go get it, and it'll be jamming. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, maybe you gotta produce a Young Scooter biography because I think that nigga life is so interesting. Like you said, that
that'll
nigga
be
could
hard.
possibly get on planes and no plane. Hey, that nigga should be on Narcos. They need to get that nigga on Narcos.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I don't want to keep you here for too long. But last thing I do want to bring up is your podcast. I listen to your podcast. Hey man, you're really great on it. I think Big Bank might be one of the funniest people in North America. So yeah, you can talk about that a little bit, man.
Yeah, nah, Big Bank, my partner, man, Duct Tape, that's a movement I saluted for, probably a decade and a half. Did some work with the artists and some dope mixtapes with the artists as well. Me and him kept crossing paths. He was talking about his podcast. I was like, yo, if you need help, let me know. I'll help you out. I'm working on mine too. And the energy that he started to give off recently last year was like, why would we compete with each other when we could come together?
Yeah.
Like, that's what niggas should be on. So I was like, bro, I'm with it. You know what I mean? We just start throwing around some names and everything. Came up with a name and a concept. And it's really organic, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's we got some real cool shit I can't all the way speak of coming up, but we got some shit coming up, and then like even people every day are discovering the old episodes and enjoying those. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a platform for truth, man. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen like the Young LA, the Rich Homie episodes, and all those episodes, it's kind of like we want to bring people in. Everybody thought we were going to bring people in and try to embarrass them, throw them under the bus, and do all this other shit. But it's like, nah. If you want to come tell the truth. And we also tell people as we're booking and talking to talent, if you're not ready for that, that's fine. We're not forcing you to come. This is almost a place to come vent and let people know. Like the El Dorado Red I learned so much. You know what I'm saying, about the Dobie situation, his situation, everything. So that's what I think is just, we want people that want to come do it so we don't have to force it out of them. You know what I mean? And that's what Big Facts is about. And even outside of that, like even when me and him just chopping up for like the intros to the episodes, it's just about giving some game and just speaking our facts, our truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this is how you get money. This is the right thing. This is the problem with hoes. This is the problem with fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like just general, just everyday street talk or barbershop talk that people should hear. You know what I'm saying? So, man, stay tuned for that. This is about to be a journey. We're on episode 10 this week. We got some real cool shit coming though.
I want to thank you and him because I'm a country nigga, bro. I'm getting tired of listening to niggas from up north, bro. I mean, New York, shout out to them niggas and all, but not nigga, I don't care how many B's and Yo's and all that, nigga, I don't care about nigga. I need to hear some country niggas talk. So Atlanta, close to Florida, enough. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I can relate.
And let me be clear, I salute New York, but I think that it's important. There's so much media in Atlanta. That's why I started to go hard with the radio show, Hood Rich Radio as well, because I was frustrated when I was putting out records. It's like, I gotta fly to New York again.
Yeah.
Can't call me. Like, I love New York, but I love Atlanta too. Like, I'm in Atlanta. Like, why don't we have any media here? So now we got people want to come up that's building media here, so you can actually come to Atlanta, the home of most media right now, and do your media run. So I think that's only right. It only makes sense for real. So we gonna bust the doors open, hopefully for everybody, so we can all grow and just be the dope that we supposed supposed to be. You dig?
Hey man, I appreciate this interview. Also, low key, I mean, hey, if you could slide me an interview with Big Bang, I mean, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Big Bang,
I'm gonna
yeah,
show
yeah.
him this and see how you feel
All
about it.
right,
That's
man.
all
We'll
I'm
see.
saying.
So, anything else you
Yeah.
gotta say before we get out of here, man?
Nah, just salute, man. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Much continued success to you. Keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely respect the platform. And for everybody out there, man, you know what I mean? Let's stay focused and make 2020 what it's supposed to be.
All right, man. For everybody watching right now, I appreciate it. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play, and y'all holla at your boy.